Have you ever stood in the middle of a crowded room and felt completely invisible? Imagine screaming at the top of your lungs, yet no one turns their head. That isn't a nightmare. That was Jack's reality every single day. But what if I told you that the distance between being invisible and being invincible is just one single shift in your success mindset? By the end of this life-changing story, you might find the key that unlocks the door you've been banging on for years. Jack was a fixture at a busy subway station in downtown Manhattan. Thousands of people, Wall Street bankers, tech moguls, tourists, rushed past him every morning. To them, Jack was part of the concrete. He was just a hand holding a styrofoam cup, shaking it for loose change. He sold his dignity for quarters, surviving on the pity of strangers. He struggled with low self-worth, thinking he had nothing to offer the world. He was wrong. One rainy Tuesday, a man in a bespoke Italian suit stopped. He wasn't just rich, he radiated power and wealth. Jack, shivering in his worn-out coat, shook his cup. "Spare a dollar, sir?" The man looked Jack dead in the eye, something nobody ever did. He didn't reach for his wallet. Instead, he asked a psychological question that cut sharper than the cold wind. "If I give you $1, what do I get in return?" Jack was stunned. He stammered, I have nothing, sir. I'm just a beggar." The businessman's expression didn't soften. He said, "I am a merchant. In America, we trade value for value. If you have nothing to offer, I cannot do business with you. I don't deal in pity, I deal in smart transactions." And just like that, the man walked away, disappearing into the train. Jack sat there, humiliated. Anger boiled inside him. Who does he think he is? But as the hours passed, the anger turned into a haunting realization. The man was cruel, yes, but he was teaching a harsh truth. Jack had spent years asking for something while believing he had absolutely nothing to give. He had defined himself as a zero in the equation of life. For 2 days, Jack didn't beg. He sat in the station, starving, wrestling with that sentence, "What do I get in return?" On the third morning, Jack saw a hidden opportunity. Near the park entrance above the subway, wild daisies were growing through the cracks of the pavement, ignored, just like him. An idea sparked, a desperate, crazy idea. Jack gathered a handful of those flowers. He went back to his spot, but this time he didn't shake the cup. A young lady walked by, distracted by her phone. Jack stepped forward, heart pounding. "Excuse me, ma'am." She looked up, annoyed. Jack held out a daisy. "For you, to brighten your morning." She paused. The annoyance faded, replaced by a smile. She took the flower, reached into her purse, and dropped a $5 bill into his hand. "Thank you," she said. Jack wasn't begging anymore. He was learning the art of entrepreneurship. He did it again and again. Every time someone gave him money, he gave them a flower. He wasn't asking for help. He was offering a moment of beauty in a gray city. The dynamic shifted. People stopped looking through him. They looked at him. They weren't giving charity, they were buying value.
Months passed. The flower man became a local legend at the station, and then one day he was gone. Commuters wondered what happened, but the city moves fast, and soon Jack was just a memory. Fast forward 2 years.
That same businessman in the Italian suit is sitting in a first-class train car heading to a gala in Chicago. Sitting across from him is a guy in a sharp, tailored blazer. They nod at each other, that silent language of successful men. The businessman opens his laptop to check the markets. The guy opposite him watches for a second and then speaks up. "You don't recognize me, do you?" The businessman looks up, confused. No, I don't think so. Have we done business?" The man smiles, a warm, knowing smile. "We did. It was the biggest deal of my life. 2 years ago, NYC subway station. You refused to give me $1 because I had nothing to give you back." The businessman's jaw dropped. He looked at this clean-shaven, confident guy, trying to find the ghost of the beggar he once ignored. "Wait, that was you?" "That's me," Jack said. "That day, you didn't give me money. You gave me my dignity. You taught me the rule of the world, value for value. I stopped seeing myself as a victim and started seeing myself as a businessman. I started with wild daisies, Today, I own a huge floral supply chain servicing half the weddings in the tri-state area. I'm actually on my way to Chicago to sign a partnership deal. The train rattled as silence filled the cabin. The businessman closed his laptop. A look of genuine respect washed over his face. "I thought I was just teaching a lesson," he whispered. "I didn't know I was creating a worthy competitor." Jack laughed. "Not a competitor, sir. A peer." Jack's story isn't just about money. It's about the story we tell ourselves. The moment Jack stopped believing he was empty, the world started filling his cup. So, I'll leave you with this question, the same one that changed Jack's life. You wake up every day asking the world for success, for love, for recognition. But what are you offering in return? Because the world is a marketplace, and it's waiting to see what you bring to the table to reach financial freedom.